but somebody promising a human rights, while somebody threatening to put out their lights. The Montreal full with little Trinidad boys, a bullet start to whine and put an end to the joy. Now they're lying cold for their mama to mourn. The Nike gone, the gold teeth gone. You see, they want their pocket full with blue silk. They want the statue drinking full cream milk. The little red silk is not their true friend. The blue one have two extra north on the end. So a tag on the toes, now they take it to hell. But look where we reach, well, I hear a madman born. As he spread out on a wall, he said, this is it, this is it, this is it, I've been hit. No time to give up, brother, no time to quit. Was the chant of a madman in this tale from a strange land. Maybe the chant of the madman is the only salvation. I say the chant of a madman in this tale from a strange land. Maybe the chant of the madman, Lord, is the only solution. Anyway you turn, somebody chanting to we, vote for we and we go set you free. Somebody promising natural law, fly like a yogi, end all the war, seek inner peace, end all the pain. The same woman promising to go down again. Somebody promising to run all the bread. Somebody pushing a world-class head. Somebody clean out the weed well fast, but somebody letting the cocaine pass. Somebody promised to abolish the tax. Somebody promised to kill with the facts. Somebody promised to clean up the land, but in this clean land, rats still killing man. We bright little youths going to waste. Somebody binge the smile on their face. Somebody take one love off the shelf. Then the one love boys start to sell out themselves. Somebody going to end all this talk about race, but they can't tell me that with a straight face. Big men dying, the crime can't solve. A madman rant is my only resolve. I hear the madman war as he lie on a wall. He said, this is it, this is it, this is it, I've been hit. But no time to give up, brother, no time to quit. A chant of a madman in this tale from a strange land. It was a chant of a madman in this tale from a strange land. Maybe the chant of the madman is the only salvation. Chant of a madman in this tale from a strange land. It was a chant of a madman in this tale from a strange land. Maybe the chant of the madman is the only salvation.
and you realize directly that some part of your ship malfunctioning, What you prefer to do? You prefer to directly stay on the sea and try to fix the problem, or you're going to have to put that ship on land and then fix the problem before that ship goes back on ship?
Now, I am an engineer by profession, a ship engineer. A ship has 2 engines. If it is that the ship needs to be dealt with out at sea, we deal with it out at sea and we bring it ashore. And if there is a problem that needs to be, we jack it up, but we don't kill the crew members on the ship. And say, you know, the ship thing, everybody jump. We leave them on the ship and we bring it ashore. And they see the government of Trinidad and Tobago, there are crews on that same ship that needs to eat, drink, and send their children to school. And what the government would have done and say, hey, the ship bad, we bring in the ship ashore, but we don't care about the life and the livelihood of you, the crew members. So here what's going on. Jump off the ship. That is what they do.
Did they tell the persons jump off the ship, or did they say to them?
Of course they do that. Well, they didn't have the courtesy of telling them. They just throw them overboard. That is what they do.
Well, you know, it's good.
They are saying, but you know, the ship, I'm going on a certain way. Just kick them out.
Let me say this to you. If that was the case, in your perspective, right?
No,
the government didn't have to.
They wanted to know when they will be rehired. They wanted to know when they will be rehired.
You might, as you now said, the pending investigation, we will get rehired. We will get rehired. We cannot say, landlord, we're going to get rehired. You could wait a month or 2 or 3. How long is that?
And as they sought answers from CEPEP officials today, security officers locked the doors on the workers and the media.
They say that we'll be rehired, but when? If you could tell me again 1 month salary, after that 1 month salary, what you'll be telling me again?
I want to know when will we be getting back the CEPEP work and how soon and how sure this is for us.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to you. My name is Renison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. On my side, it's 41 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. 41 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Today is the 17th of the 9th month, 2025. So to everyone that is joining us, share the live, share the live, share the live. Tonight, we are going back and touch at a serious subject that a lot of people don't want to attack, because we would have looked at the promptitude of the trade union movement and the willingness of certain citizens to defend a subject that causing hurt to people all across Trinidad and Tobago, in every nook and every cranny of this country, in which many of you would have exercised your civil duty to vote whether for or against of a particular party. But yet still, all of us here in Trinidad and Tobago had a hope. We here in this country would have been praying for good governance, for a government system that hear us, for a system that adhere to our cries and our plights. And some of us today pretend or put up a facade as if we are not human beings. And as if, regardless to what side of the fence that you fall on, that we do not have the right to life. If we is PNM, you could dare in my book. That is some of the things that you are hearing from some of these activists and them, which today we are going to expose. I ain't doing this with hostility. I ain't doing this because I want to do this. I am doing this Trinidad and Tobago because there are several people before April 28th would have been talking on your behalf and encouraging you to vote for their party on both sides of the fence. Now we are on the next side. Things have gone severely wrong. What we expect, we are not receiving. And for those who would have voted for the PNM administration, the UNC would, and I believe that by now all of you should have come to terms with that. Now we put aside election, we put aside party. Now we are looking for the best outcome that will be able to benefit everyone. Whereas one administration in power, some of you it's logical. You're not supposed to expect certain preferential treatment or contracts. But what everyone must or should look forward to is proper governance and fairness where certain people is concerned. Now, the many of us would have went to the poll based on a promise. Again, as I say, as I reiterate, all of us had one hope going to the polls, that we are voting. The mass population had that hope. I know for some of you all outside here, we had a hope, a dream, that we are putting Trinidad and Tobago in the correct hands, in the right hands, the people to govern this country. And we reach a junction that it is causing more pain and suffering to the citizens than anything else. And as an activist, I have no other choice than to speak out on some of the things that I am seeing within the public domain. Friend or no friend, family or no family. So to start with this, before we go on to Lyndon Mack, before I take you down that road, the US would have declared war on Venezuela. Strategic type of warfare, where from years gone by, they would have imposed sanctions on Venezuela, putting over 40,000 people to death, according to statistics. But yet still, we here in Trinidad and Tobago have been encouraged by activists to not to take this thing serious, and this is war that we are treating with here in this country, in which we could end up in a position that could put an end to us and to life as we know it in Trinidad and Tobago. Not just Trinidad, but Tobago as well. So don't feel anybody is free. But I understand the agenda here in Trinidad and Tobago to change the narrative to suit the government and to encourage the USA to go into Venezuela and to illegally remove the president. Yes, illegally. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, to prove to you the narrative that is being spinned here in this country, there will always be loyalists to any party or to any administration. You will always find that on both sides of the fence. But when it comes to defending the people of Trinidad and Tobago, there must be a line that must be drawn. And there are people that would have sold their soul for a paycheck. And before we go on to Lyndon, we go come to you in a while. But there are people that would have sold their soul and would have been propagating before this alliance that they are for the people. I would have heard Philip Alexander would have been talking about down to our shoes. He complaining. Every hole in the road he complains. Even when he is in government. But yet still, here they sell out. Here this person that would have lose their backbone and their integrity for a paycheck. That is what you are accepting now in this government. Track 1.
I stand with Kamala Persad-Bissessar as the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And I told somebody last night, she has a team that is so powerful, is the best in their field. And I look at that team and I wonder how it must look to her. Because she's this tiny little person. And all of these giants are devoted to her. All are devoted to her. And she knows it. She knows that she commands that army unquestionably.
I am devoted to Kamala Persad-Bissessar. You see, people of Trinidad and Tobago, you understand what is taking place here? You really understand what you are seeing here in Trinidad and Tobago? What you are hearing, your ears didn't deceive you. That was from the very mouth of Philip Edward Alexander.
I stand with Kamala Persad-Bissessar as the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And I told somebody last night, she has a team that is so powerful, is the best in their field. And I look at that team and I wonder how it must look to her. Because she's this tiny little person. And all of these giants are devoted to her. All are devoted to her. And she knows it. She knows that she commands that army unquestionably.
So to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, you have no defense against this government in terms of where the ministers is concerned in the UNC. You have no defense that if at the end of the day they decide to fire you, you have no defense. Not from the union and not from activists that ought to have known better. And we must reach that point here in Trinidad and Tobago where we must call out these sets of people. We have our entire cabinet that is not for you, you know. The message is already outside here. It has come out. All you have to do is place your ears where it need to be, and you will hear who is for you and who is against you. And if this government is for you, Trinidad and Tobago, the many of you will not be on the breadline at this point in time. It would not have this big cabinet at this point in time. Instead of going making Stuart Young the priority to cut his pension, you would have settled for a cut in your salary. But that is not the agenda. The agenda is to consolidate power to advantage you, the citizen. So if you say anything, to send out Annie Roberts, Philip Alexander, and these low-level social media activists. So what is their objective? The objective of these social media activists is not just to distort information, but to annihilate the competition that it have outside there. So I know at the end of the day that I am prone to attacks of all nature outside here, even victimization to a certain degree. All for what? For wanting the right thing, for standing for truth, for standing for justice, because democracy demands such.
Man to protect you, they will. Man to protect you, they will ride for you. You want to give me talk? I want to give you back talk this morning. We don't afraid you. Don't threaten Trinidad and Tobago. We have backup. You understand? Don't use your 56 million people population, your 4.5 million people standing army to threaten a little country that have the balls, the belly and the backbone to say we don't want your drugs anymore. Keep your drugs. You have talk for we. You have 150,000 Venezuelan prostituting themselves in Trinidad. You have talk. Come and take back your people and feed them. Don't give me talk. We minding your people. Waste of freaking time.
We live in a country full of jokers. Full of mouth. 1.4 million people occupy our army, and Trinidad only have 1.5 million people within Trinidad and Tobago. But yet still, we are seeing a government minister, an honorable senator Philip Edward Alexander, making claims that reality not agreeing with. There is an army that is twice the size of the population of Trinidad and Tobago right outside we back door. And what is the agenda of Philip Alexander? To mislead. To mislead the average citizen in Trinidad and Tobago. The one that get up early in the morning and go to work and find themselves on a job to feed his family and expect fairness and expect when he turn on the TV he hear clear and pellucid information that he could understand. But the objective of Philip Edward Alexander and Anil Roberts and people like Lyndon Mack is not to do so. It's to keep you in a place that you do not understand information that is critical to what is taking place in the space around you. So when Philip Alexander makes serious claims about Venezuela, tell him answer this. You see, there are people outside there enjoy misleading you, Trinidad and Tobago. They enjoy coming here on a daily basis to mislead you. I'm talking about there are people that are intelligent, but there are certain people that are so gullible. They believe everything. You can sell them anything. You can sell them a wet goat rope and they're buying it. And that mustn't be the case with this population here in Trinidad and Tobago. Many of us is smart, whether or not or you agree or like, no, nothing. The facts is the facts. And at the end of the day, I ain't asking to like. What I'm asking for is, you see the information that you're receiving here, that you act upon it. Evaluate what you are seeing outside there. Don't let people fool you. And I know the messaging will reach to certain people quick enough for them to make critical decisions and decisions that is necessary. because the lie quick, but the truth have endurance. We must not remain fooled forever. Our politics demands that our leaders stand on integrity, stand on justice, stand on truthfulness. But yet still, this is the quality of ministers that we entertain in the parliament. There is equality.
I know. I know. I know. Yo. Here's what I know. I'm good. How are you?
Nice.
Nice meeting you. Enjoy your carnival.
Yeah.
That is the type of people that many of you are taking your information from. That is the kind of people you're taking your information from, and expect the information to be pellucid and clear and to be without bias. Some of the times I believe that Anil Roberts, before he go on this doubles and politics thing, there's these posts that he make all over Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. He probably does take a drink. What the man face? What's his character? Boy, what we playing with here in Trinidad and Tobago, boy? What really going on with some of us here in this country? Now you tell me what really going on with some of us. But let me show you. Let me show you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, what you accept. Type of person that you accept.
One video clip shows the man who looks a lot like a current government minister seen doing some interesting things.
Empty the cigarette.
Yeah.
Full of
I could do that. Because it's 4 minutes to 1 man, I never touch. They just roll it for them, boy. All my boys. But you see me, I could drink rum whole day and night. If I take 2 quart, go on drink. They come in 2 quart, and we separate what we want to put back inside. No, this is what it seems. But we will not take all this.
It's the English style and what it mean.
Well, right, that's the English boy. Yeah, done. Oh, that's fine. You play. So you're not big smoker. They got them that bring a man to roll it nicely. In a road that's over, they better smoke that like at least 20 different partners.
It's unknown who shot the video, when it was shot, and where exactly it was shot, but it appears to be in a hotel room. And in this shot, we can see a set of keys with a tag marked 201. TV6 News tried contacting the minister, believed to be in the video, but calls to his mobile phone went unanswered. The communications minister also could not be reached for comment. We then contacted their boss, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, and she said she would not be able to comment until she saw the video.
What? Say that again?
And you're correct. There's something very bad happening. So I need to see if I can respond, okay?
Yes, okay.
I'm sure you appreciate that.
Yes, of course, yeah. Do you recall what I told you is on the video?
Please tell me again.
Do you recall what did I say was on the video?
But you can't respond again and tell me.
Oh, so you don't, well, I told you 4 times, you don't remember.
But what can I do? Thanks to the service people, you can't be sensitive.
Yes, I will, Madam Prime Minister, certainly. I'll do that in the morning.
Now this story takes us to tonight's People Meter. We ask, do you think the Prime Minister will fire another cabinet minister?
To vote, you can text yes or no to the number 4226. We'll bring you the results at the end of this newscast.
There were 3 high-profile government scandals that all occurred within the space of a little over a month from mid-March to April, resulting in 2 of the 3 ministers involved, Chandra Sharma and Ramadan Singh, vacating office. The third, Dalman Baker, has a...
Now, really and truly Trinidad and Tobago, did you expect any better from what we would have experienced between 2013 and 2015? Now, including myself and many others, we would have thought that there would have been a difference in this administration. I, Renison Jeffrey, would have held Philip Edward Alexander in high esteem because I was once a member of the PEP party and the representative for this area, which is Labrie. And what I have seen within the past few weeks after April 28, despite the factor that I would have not supported the party for election, what I would have seen was appalling. And the many cries that the people have been crying about throughout this whole tenure thus far, and the many unanswered questions that would have been taking place thus far, we must now come to the conclusion, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, that nothing good could come from this government going forward within the future. But yet still, our friend Philip, the Honorable Senator, I don't tell you about Anil Roberts already, but the Honorable Senator Philip Alexander would have revealed something today in which we would have merged some clips together, in which we could dovetail the information as to bring the truth to you. It have often been said that ministers, when they end up within power, when they end up within administration, they go silent, they go here, promises after promises. Now we would have seen evidence of a factual nature as to suggest that many of the ministers, plenty of them within the party, don't want to hear you.
So easy. It sounds easy, and I know, but the biggest question is, why were so many people abandoned when so many others were taking millions for themselves?
Philip,
That's the real question. No, and you're correct.
Yeah.
And you're correct. And you have a prime minister with a heart for people. It's not
Really?
going away.
We have
Everybody-
evidence that people are taking millions for themselves. Where's the evidence?
Where's
the evidence?
Take them to court.
Where
Do
is
something like that.
evidence?
Where
Or
they
just
fire some more
statements
people.
all of it. So I want to tell you, all of it.
Fire some of the school boy.
All of it in our time.
Parents
can't
send their children to school, Philip.
My number, everybody have my number. My number is 682-2110.
A way to hold that there a little bit, Director. Now, people protesting outside Parliament. People talking about they can't send the children to school, certain people, and these things are true. These things is the truth. There are people up till presently is unable to send their children to school. Presently, that is taking place. And at the end of the day, Trinidad and Tobago, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And we seeing this man giving out his number casually. Take my number, I will get on to you. Take this number. Yes, I will get on to you. But the reality of Philip actually picking up the phone is far from the truth. And we would have seen that in many instances that Philip Alexander watch his phone, what some of the messages that people is sending to him, and just casually choose to disregard it. And not only one person talk about this, several people would have mentioned this about Philip Edward Alexander and plenty of the ministers and them at this point in time. But yet still, after this 5 years, all you want their support. When political victimization right now, that is the code to a very high degree. My God, when I call for truth and transparency, many of you sit in the background and stay silent and say, boy, this man looking to, I looking to overthrow our government. There is some of the dotish comments that I am here, and I am calling for accountability no matter what side of the fence that I am. And many of the citizens calling for such. But government have reached a point that millions of dollars, the thieving on both sides, is endless. And yet still we want to support party, and we see a man that would have sell his soul for a paycheck. Boy. Here, Philip Edward Alexander, the man that stand up for thousands of people, say he for country, say he's for people, and listen to him.
I stand with Kamala Prasad Bisesa as the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And I told somebody last night, she has a team that is so powerful, is the best in their field. And I look at that team and I wonder how it must look to her. Because she's this tiny little person. And all of these giants are devoted to her. All are devoted to her. And she knows it. She knows that she commands that army unquestionably.
That army unquestionably. She commands that army of people where these men and them do not question anything that comes from the leadership. And the man Philip Alexander stands in the gap to bullshit anybody that comes up against Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Blocking away clear thinking, blocking away logical thinking. That was designed by our constitution to keep the government on an even keel. But when you're seeing a government that is not allowing the very citizenry to influence them, we end up within a shit streak. So you go hear people like Philip jump outside there and say things like this.
Because it's not so easy. It sounds easy, and I know, but the biggest question is, why were so many people abandoned when so many others were taking millions for themselves?
Philip,
that's the real question. No, and you're correct.
Yeah.
And you're correct. And you have a prime minister with a heart for people. It's not
Really?
going away.
We have
Everybody,
any evidence that people are taking millions for themselves? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?
Take them to court.
Where
do
is the
something like
evidence?
that.
Or
You
just
can't fire some more
statements
people.
all of it. So I want to tell you, all of it.
Fire some more school
All of it in that time.
Parents
can't send their children to school, Philip. My number, everybody have my number. My number is 682-2110.
Yeah, but
And
you
it's
tell
just
us
now.
to send it WhatsApp.
Yes, Senator, you had a Senator WhatsApp because of the amount that coming out of it. And you're ringing up my phone yesterday. I want to show Trinidad and Tobago this. I'm going to show all of this. Because I ain't taking the calls. But watch my boy. Watch my boy yesterday. Good morning. Can you talk? Can you talk? Can you talk?
Yeah, Mr. Alexander, you need, you want plenty all here. And this government needs to step up all your game. Now, I support all and I still support all here, but you see this, you see the fact that all your game will on your number and when they call all in answering and all in replying, it looking shady.
My number, everybody have my number. My number is 682-2110.
Yeah, but
And
you
it's
tell
just
us
now.
to send it WhatsApp.
Yes, Senator, you had a Senator WhatsApp because of the amount that coming out of it.
All your game will on your number and when they call all in answering.
Because I ain't taking the calls. But watch my boy. Watch my boy yesterday. Good morning. Can you talk? Can you talk? Can you talk?
That was Philip Edward Alexander. That was the man that would have pledged allegiance as to serve the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And here it is. There are people fighting to reach out to Philip Edward Alexander. And he, from a post, we would have seen and understand that he see calls and he don't answer, he screen the calls that he answer. Are you seeing the pity of Trinidad and Tobago? Are you understanding the world of shit that you put yourself in after April 28th? Are you understanding what is taking place at this point in time? There are some of you that didn't understand and didn't see. But let me, a matter of fact, there are some of you we have to break this thing down for logically so you could understand it.
Because it's not so easy. It sounds easy, and I know, but the biggest question is, why were so many people abandoned when so many others were taking millions for themselves?
Philip,
that's the real question. No, and you're correct.
Yeah.
And you're correct. And you have a prime minister with a heart for people. It's not
Really?
going away.
We have any
Everybody,
evidence that people are taking millions for themselves? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?
Take them to court.
Where
do
is the
something like that.
evidence? Or
You
just
can't fire some more
statements
people.
all of it. So I want to tell you, all of it.
Fire some more school
All of it in that time.
Parents
can't send their children to school, Philip. My number, everybody have my number. My number is 682-2110.
Yeah, but
And
you
it's
tell
just
us
now.
to send it WhatsApp.
Yes, Senator, you had a Senator WhatsApp because of the amount that coming out of it. And you're ringing up my phone yesterday. I want to show Trinidad and Tobago this. And I'm going to show all of this. Because I ain't taking the calls. But watch my boy. Watch my boy yesterday. Good morning. Can you talk? Can you talk? Can you talk? Yeah, Mr. Alexander, you need, you want plenty all here. And this government needs to step up all your game. Now, I support all and I still support all there, but you see the fact that all your game will on your number and when they call all in answering and all in replying, it looking shady. My number, everybody have my number. My number is 682-2110.
Yeah, but
And
you
it's
tell
just
us
now.
to send it WhatsApp.
Yes, Senator, you had a Senator WhatsApp because of the amount that coming out of it. All the game will on your number and when they call all in answering. Because I ain't taking the calls. But watch my boy. Watch my boy yesterday. Good morning. Can you talk? Can you talk? Can you talk?
Now to you people of Trinidad and Tobago, there is a concerted effort from people like Philip and many other activists within the public space to change the narrative. And not only that, when we would have evaluated the misinformation, we would have found out a lot of other things. And today we are prepared to play this for you today. Because the other day when we see Philip Alexander would have launched a scathing attack on Ola, we would have done a live right here in which, we would have invited Ola, yes, as a guest on the program. But we would have seen a fight by all you have to do, anytime you see people anytime you want to know what narrative that the UNC is going to run with, all you have to do is just listen to Philip because he can't keep nothing inside. And Robert's worse yet. Some of these two men don't even think before they open the mouth. But it's not just to mislead, it's to annihilate any opposition, to dismantle your mind, and to discredit the people that is bringing clear and pellucid information to you. So many of you may have remembered this video here.
Right. Word on the ground tonight is that a certain 1% businessman has offered rewards, commissions, inducements, I don't know, to anyone who would do videos attacking the government and attacking Kamala or any of us that is deemed to be high-value targets to the 1% political arm, the PNM. Because they know that their chances of ever getting back into government is very slim without pushing down the government. And they're trying very hard. And this is one of the ways they're trying to influence public opinion against the government and against Governor Prasad Visesa. And they're going to fail. Because all the little internal country turmoil, the grass and the CEPEP and the URP and that nonsense will go away when we get a budget. We get a budget shortly. Country have no money now. What the PNM did for the elections, loot all the ministries. You all know that now and you've seen it, and you'll get plenty more information. The parliament reopens, and when the DPP gets the files that he should be getting any day now, that is not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to say that those people who are attracted to this notion of getting paid to play are bringing everybody out to the woodwork. And that could be the only thing, I believe, that's encouraging people like Ola. I mean, Ola's a fella I had some respect for. I ought to go at Ola tonight. Ola put out a video talking about a decapitated strike. And he explains to PNM supporters what a decapitated strike is, because Ola believes, one, PNM supporters don't have internet, and two, PNM supporters don't know how to use Google. So he has to explain to them what a decapitated strike is. And then he goes on to talk absolute foolishness, to say that because Trinidad has sided with the United States of America, that Venezuela might think, well, might as well launch a decapitated strike against Trinidad and Tobago. Now that's a total misuse of the term decapitated strike. And if you Google it, you'll find that it's a military strategy that is aimed at cutting off the command of an army. Now, Venezuela is not warring with Trinidad. Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana and other countries in the region, according to the Monroe Doctrine, are under the protection of the United States of America. So that if Venezuela or any proxy government uses...
So in that whole explanation there, Philip Alexander, objective there was to turn activists that is not coming with the narrative that they wanted to come with. They are trying to turn you in to the bad guy. Calling people 1%, they get pay and all kind of thing.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what'll I make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide, how to lie. Me.
So what Philip Alexander is trying to do is to turn people like me, people like Ola, and many other activists into the bad guy. All because we are not falling in line with a narrative that is destructive, that lack self-preservation, not to just one man but to the country. That is what is taking place here. So we would have seen this entire Venezuela strike that would have taken place in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, not the strike, but the US strike that would have killed 11 people on a pirogue. And then again, they would have shoot up a next pirogue. And then recently, we would have seen 4 people have been killed on our next pirogue here in this, in the waters just outside Venezuela. And the US reason for doing that is saying that there is drugs, there is a war on drugs. Right now they are engaging in a war of drugs, and Venezuela is the place that all the drugs is coming from. And again, when we look at information and we analyze data on both sides of the fence, we would have seen and understand that that is not the case. And I hope you Trinidad and Tobago is not being misled. Again, there have been activists trying to mislead you into believing something else. Philip and one of his syndicate
to the Venezuela and United States crisis that's happening right out at our doorstep, basically in the Caribbean seas. And that statement that she made was kill them all. Literally, all of those that involved in drug trafficking against was
under the PNM came through this country unchecked, raw cocaine. How you think $60 billion worth of cocaine gets from Venezuela and Colombia and Ecuador to America through Trinidad? How you think it happens? You think it's little black children on little pirogue up the river? You think it's that? Is high volume drugs and guns, 17,000 guns in this country because of PNM failure. Because PNM let little poor black children end up holding AR-15 in their hand that costs more than the house they're living in. I told you all that. And every single Trinidadian walk around living in fear because you couldn't touch the 1% and you couldn't touch the PNM. And I want to let you know, we touched them up.
The guns ain't coming on no boat in it. Ain't coming on no pirogue in it. So you tell me something, Philip. In all fairness and in all honesty, you know these things coming through the port. Why it is the US government trying to tell the world all over that drugs, all the drugs coming from the Caribbean. You know that. You see people then hear, you know, people that just listen to be entertained by some of the dunce and dirty statements you make on these lives. Some of them just listening to entertain, and some of them is just blind followers, neither here nor there, and not allowing themselves to be educated by facts. So they jump on a platform, they see a man cussing, they see a man thing, a white man doing it. Yeah, because it looks strange. Because it's something the black community that we don't see all the time. We see people who is malcontent throughout the community, disgruntled about most of the things that we are living through, because you can't blame them at the end of the day. Life hard. So the smallest thing aggravates somebody. So you're always seeing a ragtag mob, somebody ready to do something. But when they see a Syrian, they pull up their ears, they pull up the nose. But since you know that, why are you still entertaining the narrative with the government that you are a part of to say this thing don't come from pirogues by? Why are you killing innocent people? That is what you're supposed to be telling Trump. I am ashamed of you, Philip Alexander. You're a man that would have presented yourself as the people's champion. You come all through Point 14. We would have held your hand and campaigned with you all through Trinidad and Tobago from year to year. Superior, we defending issues. We would have went up there and see that it had no fire trucks in the fire station, and people would have lost their life. We was there on the scene. We would have seen it firsthand. The cars, everything burned up in the yard. And here it is where you are saying in the public domain that everything normal, you agree? In the Bible would have stated that if you love God, if you say you love God and you hate your brothers and sisters who you are seeing every single day, you are a liar and the truth is not within you. Watch how much people you see there. The country underneath war. We standing with our country. We standing with our leader. That is what you would have seen there within that video. We're not taking things for granted because our war have no rules. And such was the support of Maduro by the citizens of his country. They are prepared to fight till the last. In case of anything. But ladies and gentlemen, watch what some of the activists in this country say to you. And this is what I may hear this evening. Watch what some of the activists is telling you in this country. When they are seeing this thing as an act that could destroy them, they have mustered thousands, millions of people to support the cause to defend their country. But yet still, here this activist that's still trying in the midst of danger to pander to the narrative of Kamla Prasad Bisesa, to side with the US, and so doing what would have resulted from that. So far, 15 people have been blown up at sea. Here it is, activists.
Yeah, well, I smile in this world. I sit down and I watching TikTok, and everybody doing videos now and quarreling all in the media about, all the year, the defense minister of Venezuela. You understand? I'm talking about Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana. And he's sending threat to we. And then he hear how Maduro say Trinidad and Tobago declare war on him, on Venezuela. by supporting the United States and all them kind of shit. And I only laughing and people blowing it up here. People talking, people all over the oh God, we go dead. And then the cowards on them now, boy, we go dead. And I don't know if it's me, but I have critical thinking. I don't know if it's me alone, but I have real critical thinking. I realizing something. Yesterday or the day before yesterday was the Venezuelan Minister of Defense, right, mentioning Trinidad and Tobago in his statement, and Guyana, right, with his statements about and threatening us, right? And lo and behold, this morning on the newspapers, Maduro now claiming that, we declare war on Venezuela. Trinidad and Tobago declare war on Venezuela by supporting the United States. And now everybody frightened, everybody running around like headless chicken now, everybody talking now, right? Right. So, here what Trini is talking, Here what Trini is talking, people born and grow here. Oh, Kamala should have kept her mouth shut. She should not support the United States. Why should do that? Look what's happening. They declare war on we. We don't have no plane. We don't have no jet. We don't have no ship. You understand?
Now, here the type of nonsense one is speaking. When the Venezuelans see Trinidad and see their country as something is worth protecting, Maduro would have mustered 4.5 million soldiers to defend his country till the very end. And you are seeing now that the activists in the UNC, coming from the UNC party, is trying to tell you, don't worry on yourself. Don't worry, or you're not supposed to be afraid that you are going to die if you keep on supporting a particular entity. Don't worry. And millions of soldiers have been assembled. And don't worry, heavy duty, don't worry. Don't worry about the imminent threat that could wipe out Trinidad and Tobago. Don't worry. Some of the nonsense that is being spewed on social media, all because that we gain a little change in we pocket, so we could sell the people for nothing. Because why? Because they're buying into what we are saying for free. And all of these people coming from Philip and Roberts, this man here heavy duty, and others, many others, including Lyndon Mack, gang raping the minds of the population to believe a narrative that could destroy them.
This world. I sit down and I watching TikTok, and everybody doing videos now and quarreling all in the media about, all the year, the defense minister of Venezuela. You understand? I'm talking about Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana. We're sending threat to we. And then you hear Maduro say,
Trinidad and Tobago, you find that is worth defending? You find that we really shouldn't be taking this thing into consideration? You really find that? I go and put some of the comments on the screen. We really have an issue with the phone line here. In this side here. We have an issue with the phone line, but you really find that we shouldn't worry about what is taking place here in this country when you are seeing Venezuelans is assembling that if in case they have to pull the trigger and kill every Trinidadian to ensure the safety of their country, they are prepared to do that. But you are seeing activists trying to change the narrative on social media and feel that only them alone have the authority to set the agenda. That is what they are doing. People, Trinidad and Tobago, we are setting ourselves up for the kill. We are walking right into a trap. I know the program this evening, and I know I just went a little off. You understand, the program today was based on this thing here with Lyndon Mack. Nonsense after nonsense, the gentleman talking. But at the same time, Trinidad and Tobago, we must address the broader issues that is affecting us here within this country. Despite what? Despite who? Maybe, if, maybe, or perhaps talk. Now, we would have engaged Lyndon Mack in a conversation on a live. He would have been seeing us doing a live, and you know he would have placed some videos within the public domain talking about what we do, how we do it, and what he think about situation that is clear and pellucid outside here. He would have made erroneous claims stating that you could only audit a company. One of them was they could only audit a company when by shutting it down. You have to shut it down. The entity can't remain present or in operation when you can't do an audit when the company is running. But there was an even more diabolical claim that would have been made by Lyndon Mack. And again, as I promised, let me do pivot and jump from this to that. So to the many of you that are within the comment section, what do you think about this issue with Venezuela? Slimy, I see you over on the next side, so I feel I better bring it down. You might have a lot of questions not questions, but a lot of things to present. I know we had also do this clip, and we had also do this thing on since 12 o'clock today. We were putting together, compiling some information. I am very sorry, Slimy, that we didn't get a chance to do that as the time would have suggested. But as long as you are on and now open the line here, not the line, but the link that you can join me here live. So while we wait on that, let me go through this, some of the comments on YouTube. Right, so let me go through some of the comments. Slimy, you could join us. We the line open, right? See, Mongol, UNC just shut down the party. All right. Riaz Rija, bless good night to all. Nadira, good night, Mr. Renison, Jeffrey, and everyone on the live. All right. Oh God. Good night, Nadira. Blessed night. I see them talking here. Good night, Miss Arima. Party done. Miss Arima say party done. Slimy say we told you so. Slimy boy, them people don't know, huh? 80,000. Now the number is 80K. Miss Arima, Slimy, call and talk. No, I vex with Renison, right? Slimy, I already told you. I already told you, Slimy, that today we had I know we supposed to go on since we had also go on since 12, but time didn't permit. You could join the link. Let me see how we could get this thing here up. You may be messaging me. And calling me. Let's see if I could get this thing up. Yeah. Let's see if I can pull up Slimy here because he's a man that have this thing down packed. So UNC party done. Not committed. All right, I understand what it means, Slimy. On this side here, it's difficult to be running it. And nobody would us be able to. And nobody does support certain things once it's not aligned with certain party. UNC party not Slimy. You too, right? Pep man say in India coming to defend Trinidad. All right, true, you say that nonsense. I don't know if India almost at war with the US. Not that they are coming to defend Trinidad. Sharon Becky, well said, Philip. Philip lying to all you, true. Munsami on her team. Slimy, LOL, USA as the UNC underneath blackmail threat. Maybe. Right, these are some of the comments that we are hearing right now. Let's see if I could read a few more. Right, say Slimy say that they're under blackmail. tell me I'm mad. It all started with the murder of Lisa Morris Julian. Okay. Good job, brother. Say thank you. Well, me and my boy here get back on good track. Show them the new Chinese jet next. Okay. US, use the slides. Brother said. Big man has sent the link. So join us here. So we are Rima. Let me see if I can push you on speaker. Good night, Miss Arima.
Hello?
Yes, good night, Miss Arima.
Yes, good night.
How you going?
I ain't too long come back in. I was in and out.
Okay.
I had to do a little, I had to give a little information on something there.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, them people draw the line in the sand. That is it for Trinidad. They have their military, or I should say they are militia and military, out in the southern part of the country. And these people could do us anything. Diosdado Cabello talked today. I ain't see anything come out on the news tonight. Maybe tomorrow they will get it. I ain't saying anything. They will hear everything, all what they call the Prime Minister, and all what they think about her, and the gloves are off. To make a long story short, the war will start on this side. Right? The Trinidad under siege.
Well, seeing that is the case, why Kamala only opening she mouth and just talking, and you see a concerted efforts from these activists and them to just mislead the public from all them shows, and them is seeing that. I don't know if they believe that the UNC supporters is gullible. I don't know if they believe that.
Well, yeah, as I listened to a YouTuber from Venezuela today, they said Trinidad in denial. Trinidad in denial. They ain't believe what they're saying. We ain't believe what coming for we. Them Venezuelan people, that regime, they're smart, you know. Them know how to play chess, you know. They have good strategy, you know. I warning them when I talk is warning I sending, you know. And you see these people were supporting the UNC, they feel the US coming. But it's 3 threats we get last week. We get from Del C. We get from Diosdado Cabello and Vladimir Padrino Lopez. And where the US? What they had to say? I ain't hear them say anything with them threats we get. Then Nicholas come out and call she crazy. Insult up she tail. Where the US say? Where them? Marco Rubio say anything? They don't know that it have vessels out in the Essequibo in the sea on the northern part of the country there where the gas is. Venezuelan patrolling the long time. Anytime they want to widen the star block, I think is that they call it, they just can't get to go any further to do anything ExxonMobil. The Venezuelan military does run them out. Where the US? It have any base and any soldiers there? All Impranali does do is call out to CARICOM, the OAS, the United Nations, all international community to say something. He begging. You come out with your big mouth to say, oh, you go do so and get base to the US if they attack Guyana. Guyana ain't give one shit about she. Then salt up she tail when she say, oh, she want to get gas. Now you're going with ExxonMobil. They call us Maduro big enemy from the United States. The drill right in the back of the star block there, the Guyanese people think to make more problem and it have plenty aggression there. And
Hello?
Seize it, let's empower it. So I don't know what she talking about. She does dream. She's a dreamer. That's all. She's sleeping beauty. She's sleeping. And when she wake up, yeah, she say anything she feel to say. Time for them to get out of there, you know. When
Yep.
this bacchanal start, nobody hear what them doing, you know.
Yeah, but so quick.
But there ain't nothing all over the world when government sit down for 2 minutes and just tell them, look, hey, all you get out of here fast, you know. And it's bacchanal protest.
Yeah, but
That going on happen just now.
yeah, but Miss Arima, do you believe in this administration?
No, they're not nice. I don't like how they're treating black people. I had to say it plain, so black people, they're out for black people. Hey.
Yeah, but why you would have come up with that narrative that they're out for black people? Tell me, because there are people may not understand what you're saying, and the reason why I want to engage you in this conversation is for the sake of the audience. Why it is that you will come up and make a statement like that?
Listen to me. It's
Arima, you missing your internet, girl. That was Arima there, you see. She missing in action there, man. In terms of where she internet connection is concerned. I don't know what taking place there with her. So, again to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It's only fair that we be mindful of what is taking place within our country and be on the alert. Because there are many people outside there who will seek to tell us differently. Well, if you have been hearing us, the numbers are there on the screen. If you want to chime in your 2 cents concerning what is taking place outside there, we are going to keep open the line for just a few minutes, a matter of fact, for about 2 minutes, about 5, we will keep it open for about 5 minutes. Because I know there are many of you who have something to say concerning this. The numbers are right there on the screen. We go ahead and put it on speaker, matter of fact. So you could make your contribution if you choose to do so. If you choose to stay silent and let people talk for you, then by all means. But what just sizable army that it have, and you are seeing people saying, boy, we don't care. We supporting our government regardless of what. And the Venezuelans, when we joking around, they're serious. And it having activists, dotish activists, telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. That's nothing. That's small thing. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid about what you're seeing. Your eye playing tricks on you. Don't be afraid. That small thing the US is going to save us.
Venezuela, but we're sorry. We didn't mean to. All right, we're supporting you. Yo, what we to go and support Venezuela now? Yo, we support Venezuela? Good morning, TikTok. I'm smiling, eh? Yeah, well, I'm smiling this morning. I sit down and I'm watching TikTok, and everybody doing videos now and quarreling all in the media about, all the year, the defense minister of Venezuela. You understand? I'm talking about Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana. And he's sending threat to we. And then he hearing Omoduru say, Trinidad and Tobago declare war on him, on Venezuela, by supporting the United States and all them kind of shit. And I only laughing and people blowing it up, eh? People talking, people all over the, oh God, we go dead. And then the cowards on them now, boy, we go dead.
Cowards?
And I don't know if it's me, but I have critical thinking. I don't know if it's me alone, eh? But I have real critical thinking. I realizing something. Yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Cowards, you see. People who fear for their life. Cowards. That is how far these activists and them are taking this thing. So, Trinidad and Tobago, as would have been promised, we would have said that concerning the engagement with Lyndon Mack, as the thumbnail would have suggested, that Lyndon Mack, just like all the rest of activists and them, he said okay for the UNC to close CEPEP. He would have said that. And we would have engaged Lyndon Mack in a conversation on a live. And before we close off this program here this afternoon, let us go into at least 2 of the clips in which we will upload it on TikTok before the night's end. So you could have a look at some of the dotishness that Lyndon Mack is defending, all because of his agenda. All because he supports a government that is now in power. Yes. So to hell with any citizen, to hell with your job, to hell with all of those things. Make it. That is what that is what the UNC supporter is telling you, Trinidad and Tobago. Make it. The first false claim from Lyndon Mack is when he would have stated, because of the many inconsistencies that it have within the CEPEP organization, where companies have not been on the registry and still collecting their money, and it was only until after they would have filed the matter in court, the UNC lawyers and them, the learned lawyers that Saddam Hussein would have talked about, find out about the situation. But don't take my word for it. Take Saddam.
They are saying now there are discrepancies, right? We all agree that the cross system was also part of a problem.
But it gets worse. Today I asked for a report from the Ministry of Legal Affairs of the total 326 companies that are contractors with the CEPEP. I can tell you tonight that 32 of those companies were struck off from the registry.
When the minister came and advertised and said, hey, you know what, a number of these companies would have been delisted for so and so reasons, but they would still have been collecting government checks. It shows you, one, the banking sector not doing their due diligence to check to see the company status.
Shut up!
2, we live in Trinidad and Tobago. It don't take you 14 working days to check your status. That's because the Attorney General office is not 30 and 50 minutes away. Right? So let me don't play that stupid game. At the end of the day,
shut up!
All of these government entities literally exist in Port of Spain. We have ARIMA, we have different boroughs where a man could go in and file their documentation. All I'm saying is this. If there is a discrepancy that says you have been a delisted company and you are still operating in such of a way directly that the government is issuing to you a check and the government don't even recognize.
Shut up!
because they are not doing their due diligence to realize you are not a listed company, then it shows that the government has things to answer for. That's what we're saying. Where the bait and switch come from? Where the bait and switch come from?
Who not doing the due diligence? It's not who minister you could fault with the fact that checking these contracts and them is the board. Is the board as CEPEP. So when you are saying the government, you are playing this game of bait and switch. Yes, wrong. That a company was delisted and they keep collecting money. And what I am saying is, if that is the case, then get rid of them. But what about the 300 people, the 300 legitimate contractors that was fired just like that? That was cut just like that. But you're not dealing with that. You're dealing with the 30 people, the 30 contractors that was delisted.
Right.
And the government, the now government would have only find out that after. So you are seeing malicious behavior and malicious intent on behalf of Saddam Hussein and both Barry Padarat. Barry Padarat just come just so and sell and cut everybody. And then Saddam Hussein would have jumped up and said, I would have called for a company listing. That is after
Those fellas filed a case against a company that was struck out. But it gets worse. Today I asked for a report. Today I asked for a report. Today I asked for a report from the Ministry of Legal Affairs of the total 326 companies that are contractors with the CEPEP. I can tell you tonight that 32 of those companies were struck off from the registry. 32. And one company was not even found on the registry.
Trinidad and Tobago. You would have heard it here for yourself. And one thing we have to ask ourselves, we have to stop playing smart with foolishness here in Trinidad. Now, the gentleman would have made an erroneous claim as to say, or to try to convince the masses of something that is not true. Yes, it have corruption, but when the corruption would have been found out, they would have already sent people home. They would have already made them jobless. That is what would have taken place. And things, the clip, numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie at all. So what we are telling ourselves here in Trinidad, what we are saying to ourselves, when we allow our government to behave in this manner, we must be smart and not stupid, and we mustn't let them try to control the narratives in such a way to distort reality. This is a game that is being played here. Many of you are on the breadline, not because you want to, because you would have made a conscious decision as to vote for good governance. And despite winning or losing, the country of itself is supposed to inherit good governance that's supposed to keep in line with the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. But you are seeing this government is politically victimizing people. And you must be brave and resilient to come out and say that this has nothing to do with whether you like them or not. If you have a child and the child doing wrong, were you telling me you wouldn't cut the child's skin? The average, the parent outside there, you're beating them, but you're crying too at the same time. Don't do this. You send them people, you send them thousands of people. It wasn't 200, 300. It was over 10,000 people in one sweep. And that was just CEPEP alone, 11,000 people. How much in forestry? URP, the number would have amounted to 20,000 people. But yet still you're having activists coming out in the social space, not to condemn it, not to come here and say this, regardless to who you vote for, this mustn't be the agenda of any government. But yet still, you are seeing them, you are hearing them in the social space, stating to you, members of the public, that we must agree with something like that. And that is wrong. We must never agree with foolishness. We must not agree with that under any circumstances whatsoever. Any circumstances. So what we are prepared to do? What we go say? We support our government and that is it. They must do what they want. It have set rules and guidelines. Regardless of winning or losing an election, there are guidelines as to how a prime minister should behave. There are guidelines to how a prime minister, a president, their ministers should behave. There are guidelines to that. And we mustn't accept anything less than that. So what you telling me whether I vote or not in an election and an incompetent government would have obtained power, I am doomed to destruction? No, that mustn't be the case. No, at no point in time. At all. So we seeing Lyndon Mack, of all persons, made his opinion known about the party that he supports. Listen to this second clip, people. Listen to this second clip. And I go show all here some of the things, some of the people that this thing is affected.
Tying up the tongue, chewing up the tongue, doing all kind of nonsense over this whole CEPEP controversy where these contractors, basically contracts were terminated by this new government administration, you know, and the talks that is going back and forth between both political parties, who did this, who do that, whatever the case may be. I am just saying to everybody, how interesting is it that you're always the one to pay the price? How come all are always the ones to pay the price? How come we are always the ones to pay the price? You're paying the price under the PNM, you're paying the price under the UNC. You're paying the price under the PNM, you're paying the price under the UNC. Term in, term out, we keep on paying the price. So how is it that these individuals always in a winning position and we are always in a losing position? You'll ever ask all yourselves that? All this sort of stupid talk going back and forth between CEPEP contractors and who was there before and who wasn't there and who got the contracts terminated and who got it renewed and whatever the case may be. It's never you winning.
If you're on a ship and you realize directly that some part of your ship malfunctioning, what you prefer to do? You prefer to directly stay on the sea and try to fix the problem, or you're going to have to put that ship on land and then fix the problem before that ship goes back on ship?
Out at sea, we deal with it out at sea and we bring it ashore. And if there is a problem that needs to be, we jack it up, but we don't kill the crew members on the ship. And say, you know, the ship thing, everybody jump. We leave them on the ship, but we don't care about the life and the livelihood of you, the crew members. So here what's going on. Jump off the ship. That's what they do.
Did they tell the persons jump off the ship, or did they say to them?
Of course they do that. They didn't have the crew telling them. They just throw them overboard.
They wanted to know when they will be rehired. They wanted to know when they will be rehired.
You might, as you now said, the pending investigation, we will get rehired. We will get rehired. We can say, landlord, we're going to get rehired. You could wait a month or 2 or 3. How long is that?
And as they sought answers from CEPEP officials today, security officers locked the doors on the workers and the media.
They say that we'll be rehired, but when? If they could tell me again 1 month salary, after that 1 month salary, what you'll be telling me again?
I want to know when will we be getting back the CEPEP work and how soon and how sure this is for us.
People of Trinidad and Tobago and the environs and the many of you that are under the sound of my voice. Do so or like so. And whether or not we choose to love or hate any individual, we must ask ourselves if this hate is coming from self-hate or induced hate from the environment that we are living in or the people that we are around. It must never be, under any circumstances, we must revel in the pain and suffering of any individual. That is not being a human being. Yes, as we grow old and we become the person, the man or the woman that we see ourselves as, if we are to live in hatred or hateful to one another, the world as we know it is going to end. Over 10,000 people has lost their jobs, has lost their ability to earn, has forfeit an opportunity to send their children to school, to put bread on the table, to assist a friend, a child, a husband, to pay a bill in the house. Closing down of an organization like that where the most vulnerable is hired. Such a thing is wrong. And when we, Trinidad and Tobago, is going to open our eyes and see and allow, some of us allow ourselves to see, because some of us are seeing good and understanding the pity, but is allowing ourselves to be lovers of party rather than country, to be lovers of affiliation rather than be patriotic. Some of us are being corrupted by the very entities that we just give our trust wholly and solely to. What you are experiencing now within your mind is not truth. If this is how you seeing it, for another man to suffer like this and to allow people like Philip, like Lyndon Mack, like Anil Roberts, and the many others to tell you that this is not the case, that nothing is okay for somebody to suffer. Once they support the past regime, let them suffer. Once that is the narrative that is being painted, then Trinidad and Tobago, we are in a bad place. And as I close off this program here tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, I call on the blessings of Almighty God to shatter that hardened heart that many of you would have developed for your countrymen in Trinidad and Tobago, for your people. Regardless of what background or what ethnicity that we come from, we are all Trinidadians. And we must always seek the betterment of our country and our people. So tonight, as I say, to the many of you outside here, thanks for watching and being a part of this program. Lyndon Mack, as a brother, as a fellow activist, I pray no harm on you, but I hope and pray that you open your heart. There are people that is suffering outside here. Don't defend foolishness and stupidity on that magnitude. And if tonight you would have believed that I offend you, I humbly apologize. That wasn't my intention. Open your heart, my brother. Open your soul. Because there is one. Every man possesses a soul. Open your soul. There are people that literally don't have. And I pray that you understand that. I pray that you understand this. Good night, Trinidad and Tobago. Father Lord, Father Lord. Now the video that I am about to show you is a compilation of clips from Sando and both Port of Spain, respectively. These are our most vulnerable. And these are the people that you are putting on the breadline. Good night, Trinidad and Tobago.
As days turn into weeks since CEPEP workers last used their tools following the program's shutdown, the evidence of their absence in communities continue to grow.
It'll be worse than CEPEP used to clean up.
In Barataria, San Juan, coconut vendor Silal Ramcharan expressed concern about the overgrown grass along the main road.
All by the pavement, I think you didn't see nobody cleaning up. It's hard for people to clean up in front, and sometimes, but when people were cleaning, I didn't have to do anything.
He took CNC3 News to a drain at the side of his house, which he admitted needed cleaning before the program stopped, but said the workers used to maintain its surroundings. Lower down the road, Baba Ganesh Emil said government needs to find a solution to keep the environment clean, quick.
During the rainy season, grass just continues to grow. You can't stop it, it will always be growing, and that is why I believe they need to have some kind of initiative where people have to come back out.
Over in the constituency of Arangua St. Joseph, mechanic David Lawrence said the overgrown grass which CEPEP used to maintain has already started to affect them.
Now, you see it all along here. It also looks, you have to clear it out,
This green space, once suitable for jogging or relaxing, is now overgrown and littered with garbage. A sight former CEPEP worker Rupi can't bear to see when he passes by.
Sometimes I cross the road and I see things in the road, like 2 bags of rubbish, and I kick it on the side, take out of the road.
When contacted, Minister of Public Utilities Barry Padarat said regional corporations were mandated to increase their work and fill the gap. The same answer came from MP of Barataria San Juan Saddam Hussein. CNC3 News also messaged MPs Davish Maraj and Khadija Amin, but they did not respond up until news time. Carissa Lee, CNC3 News.
How much workers you fire? How much workers you fire? You're too wicked. Why is that there? You're too wicked. How much? 4,000? 20,000? You big butcher. Lex, is that what you want? It's blows and more blows. CEPEP workers, blows. URP workers, blows. Where's that there? You're bulging? Go bulge. No, let me. No, the workers, CEPEP, I'm a citizen, right? Workers are fed up with Barry Padat and his regime, and they come out to give him some blows. They want Barry Padat to know that they're very upset with the leadership and of the country. He in particular. So we want to express our feelings for him. Blows for him. Bull pistol. We have bull pistol for him. Look, some more. Bull pistol. Bull pistol. Yes, I'm mad.
Hold on before you hit me.
Bull pistol.
Me one again.
Bull pistol.
Hard one.
Say, that's all your business. Government workers, it could be cleaners, it could be sweeping the road, it could be doing the garbages on the streets on a morning, wherever it is. Government workers just come out early and clean the streets. The corporations, and when they clean the streets, they don't pull up the grass. They just pick up certain garbage in certain areas. Sometimes they gather the garbage and they leave it right on the floor. And these government workers finish work all 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. We know always come out early, but always at 9, 10 o'clock. When the CEPEP workers just come out at 5:30 in the morning and had to come back and clean the same streets that you all getting paid for. And when these CEPEP workers working hard in the sun, also the URP workers, when they're working hard in the sun, scraping up the dirt in the road with brooms and scoops, I have seen it many times, have digging out the grass out of the concrete to just take it out, have been picking up bottles all in the drains, all in the canals.
Former CEPEP workers say they remain in limbo following the termination of over 300 contracts due to to alleged irregularities. And while they support an audit, they wanted to know when they will be rehired.
Landlord come in by the door. Landlord knocking on your door. You can't afford to pay rent. They put in all your stuff at the side of the road. That is embarrassment. You mad? As you now said, the pending investigation, we will get rehired. We will get rehired. We cannot say landlord, we're going to get rehired. You could wait a month or 2 or 3. How long is that?
If you're on a ship and you realize directly that some part of your ship malfunctioning, what you prefer to do? You prefer to directly stay on the sea and try to fix the problem, or you're going to have to put that ship on land and then fix the problem before that ship goes back on ship?
Now, I am an engineer by profession, a ship engineer. A ship have 2 engines. If it is that the ship needs to be dealt with out at sea, we deal with it out at sea and we bring it ashore. And if there is a problem that needs to be, we jack it up, but we don't kill the crew members on the ship. And say, the ship thing, everybody jump. We leave them on the ship and we bring it ashore. And they see the government of Trinidad and Tobago, there are crews on that same ship that needs to eat, drink, and send their children to school. Okay. What the government would have done and say, hey, the ship bad, we bring in the ship ashore, but we don't care about the life and the livelihood of you, the crew members. So here what's going on. Jump off the ship. That's what they do.
Did they tell the persons jump off the ship, or did they say to them? Of
course they do that. Well, they didn't have the courtesy of telling them. They just throw them overboard. That is what they do.
Well, it's good.
The sea saying, but the ship, I'm going on as with it. Just kick them out.
Let me say this to you. If that was the case, in your perspective, right?
No,
the government didn't have to.
They wanted to know when they will be rehired.
Because there are people that was working. No, don't do that.
Just now,
there are people that was working there. They was earning. They was paying their taxes. The 300 companies, they were paying their taxes.
UNC credit people work up.
And they just get rid of them. A hole on a ship. You kick off the whole crew. And they say jump overboard. And all of a sudden, you say we're going to fix after. Come on, that is not what it does take.
Former CEPEP workers say they remain in limbo following the termination of over 300 contracts due to alleged irregularities. And while they support an audit, they wanted to know when they will be rehired.